Hi Pile 1, welcome to your reading today. Sorry, I've been so MIA. I know some of you have been reading the comments, so you know that actually I've had some health challenges lately. But for those of you that didn't know, I wanted to tell you guys here. But don't worry, it was for about 2 months and now I am all better and everything is good. So I'm back to do your readings. So thank you guys for being so patient with me while I was resting and healing up and everything. Anyways, we have this video today, and this is a video where I shot the intro when I was in the Caribbean in November, and it was really, really cool. So I wanted to share a little bit of the Caribbean with you. So that's awesome. We're looking at today if you should basically wait for your person or if you should move on. I don't want to obviously tell you to do one or the other, but when we look at the reading, you can kind of make your own choice about if you feel like you should wait or move on based on the cards, based on maybe what might happen in the future, based on how it's going. I can give some kind of, I wouldn't say suggestions, because I don't want to ever tell you guys what to do. I really do want you guys to make your own choices based on your own intuition also. But I do want to see a little bit about what's going on and maybe give you some hints or some kind of being like, hey, you know, if you guys do stay, it might look like this. If you guys do leave, it might look like that. And we can kind of look at both kind of solutions and stuff. So you guys have picked the Alchemia Tarot, which is very cool to start. So we're going to do a general spread about your relationship and see what's going on. And I also picked your crystal of the day for you, which is awesome. I've always loved this crystal because it always looks to me like a computer chip. So you guys might have a lot of online talking, or maybe you met online dating, or maybe you guys just, you know, are connected with social media, or they look at your social media a lot, that sort of thing. I want to say this is bismuth, but I'm probably getting it wrong. I forget the name of this, but I'll put it in the description box for you if I remember. Anyway, I will put it over here in frame. I did change up the angle a little bit. I want you guys to see more of the table. So I was experimenting with different angles, but this one might end up just kind of being better. I don't know. I want you to be able to also see the cards close up. So that's kind of what my logistical problem has been. So let's see. So I'm going to shuffle the cards, and this side is going to be you to start off. If you guys have watched my readings in the past, you already know how this goes. But I'm going to do reversals as well today. This represents how you're thinking and feeling about them and your point of view. This represents them, how they're thinking and feeling about you right now and their point of view. This is the past, what has happened already to bring the two of you to this current moment. This is the future in the next 3 months, which might give you a clue as to whether you should wait or move on. This is most likely what would happen if you guys go your current course. And this is a long-term outcome card. So let's get right into it. And also this can be confirmation for you if this is your pile, because sometimes people pick the wrong pile, which is totally fine. There may be messages in this pile for you, and this will be kind of confirmation about kind of what's going on now to see if this lines up to kind of what you're going through or what you feel like you're going through. So right now, yeah, you are so invested in this relationship. You might actually even have like an official relationship. I literally get the Hierophant and it's upright for you. So I feel like that this card is actually very interesting. This represents Taurus energy. So you or they may be a Taurus. I'm also getting water signs energy as well, especially a water sign feminine, which is a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, with the Queen of Cups upright. So I do see that. But with the Hierophant, this represents a marriage. It represents a long-term committed relationship. It represents having a solid bond. This might be that you feel like you guys have had a history together. It might be that one or both of you are looking for a long-term relationship, or maybe you're looking to see if this will go to the next level, like marriage. Will they ever marry you? Or will they ever get into a commitment with you? Will they ever be monogamous with you? Will they turn a situationship or a friends with benefits into an official relationship? So I feel like you're really, really wanting this. I get the Hierophant, which is like you feel very committed to me. You feel very tangible and very much there. And I feel like you're giving your whole heart. Like I get this Queen of Cups upright. You're really just giving all of your energy to this person. It seems like you're so sweet, so nurturing, so loving, so giving. You're evolved, you're exalted, you're a queen. So you're like royalty. You're somebody that is very mature and very, very nurturing and loving, very maternal in that way. So this is very, very good. If you feel like you're not a feminine energy watching this pile for your side, then it would be that your person is really, really showing you so much kindness and so much love. So there is that. And again, this is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and Taurus energies that are coming through really strong. So you don't have to have that in your chart, or they don't have to, but it seems like it's coming through. And then I get the problem. I get the struggle, because these cards are great, but then I get the 8 of Coins in reverse. It seems like you're super consistent and solid. You're super giving and open-hearted. But with the 8 of Coins in reverse, I feel like that you're seeing that there's not a consistency here. But with the Hierophant is very consistent. So it's probably most likely that this is you, the Queen of Cups and the Hierophant. You're really putting your all into this connection. And with these 8 of Coins in reverse, you're feeling like your person is not being as consistent as you, or they're not being as reliable as you, or maybe they have a hot and cold energy, and we'll see by looking at them for sure. But it seems like with the 8 of Coins in reverse that you're wanting more investment into this connection. And it may be that you're fine dating, but you're wanting to see if they're really going to invest for the long term. Now I get on their, So number one, all their cards are reversed. So I get that they're having a tough time showing up. I get the 2 of Cups in reverse. So the way they're looking at this situation is they're looking at it like it's not a commitment or not an official. And you may know this, but it seems like with the 2 of Cups in reverse, they're having a very hard time showing up, having a commitment, or they view this connection as not having a commitment. It seems like they're having a very tough time with partnering with you. With the Knight of Swords in reverse, they might have a hard time talking to you or coming forward to you. See, normally this is a person like of a masculine on their horse racing in very quickly with a lot to say, but it's in reverse. So your person may look at this connection as you guys aren't talking, or they can't really race in and talk to you right now. They can't commit to you right now. They can't show up for you. They can't really hold that. So there is that. You might feel like you're holding out for them, but they're not really coming through or showing up. So this Knight of Swords in reverse is tough. This also applies if they are, or you are most likely them. I'm getting Gemini, Aquarius, Libra energy showing up, and I'm also getting Cancer energy with the 2 of Cups. Now I get the Ace of Wands in reverse. It seems like they're at the current moment having a hard time making a fresh new start with you, really again showing you their passion. It's like the torch is being doused out, the fire on their side is being extinguished. If you guys have gotten into a fight or a disagreement or have had a rupture in this connection, it seems like they might be having a hard time healing or repairing or recovering from that, or they may just be very drained and tired in their life right now. So all 3 of their cards are in reverse, which is tough because you have 2 very strong relationship cards in the upright. So I do feel like you guys might be on different energy levels. And I mean that not spiritually, even though that could apply. I mean that more in regards to like physical energy. They may just be so drained and you're just like giving, giving, giving. So you might feel like you're giving to a black hole or to like an empty pit that just never gets filled up. So there's a little bit of that. So it's a little tricky in this connection, honestly, right now. But that's like the current moment. So again, this may be confirmation for you. If you feel like this resonates with you, this seems most likely your pile. If not, there still could be messages in this pile. But if you are drawn to 2 piles, you may want to check out the other piles as well. Now I get in the past, oh yeah, I see that you see this person as your divine counterpart, because check out what shows up, and these are all upright. So in the past, you might want to like, and maybe even both of you want, it's like you guys feel like you really want to like reconnect to the good times, to the times where you guys were together, where it was good, where you guys really showed up. Because look at your person showing up as the King of Cups. He may have come out, or your person as a masculine may have come out really hard and cold and strong, really, showing up, really being like, I am a husband material for you. I am spouse material. I am daddy material. Like I am father. Because look at this king and queen together, because you're still in that energy, but now they've kind of fallen out of alignment and they're this like unevolved or or thrown off their game. Knight of Swords. So either maybe something external in your life happened to make this happen, or maybe just there's been a rupture in this connection, but it seems like they used to be your divine counterpart. So I get why you've been holding off and like why you've been holding out for them to really resurface for you and come back for you, because they were your King of Cups. You were the Queen of Cups and still are the Queen of Cups. And so it seems like they, in the beginning or in the past, they were really showing up strong for you. If you guys are in separation right now and you're wondering if they'll come back to you, you remember how they showed up for you in this relationship, that it's great, and that you might be holding out for this relationship to reconnect, and that you're seeing that they're no longer invested in it, or maybe in the separation piece, because this is all, you know, reversed. This is all screwed up over here. So on their side. So that's kind of tough. So you remember, you know, and you see their potential, and you can see how it's so strong with the King of Cups. You see how they're your divine counterpart, and you're just kind of wondering, like, how long should I wait for my person, who I know in my heart is my person, to show up and come back? So there is that. And these are both upright, so I'm going to remember that. So yes, okay, so in the past, you probably did have a fight. I get the Five of Wands, so there was either a fight or a disagreement, or you saw things from different perspectives in a way that caused a challenge in this relationship or in this connection. The Five of Wands represents either fighting. It can also represent just like a clash, or maybe like an incompatibility in some way that they couldn't get over, or maybe it just really threw them for a loop. So that's really a tricky situation. But like in the past though, like see how much you guys gave to each other. Now for some of you watching, you've lived together. For some of you watching with the Six of Coins, there's been a financial partnership. So you may have invested in something together, or you were equally putting effort into this connection. You both were giving to this partnership, and you also felt like in the past that kind of like the lucky star was shining down on you guys, that there was definitely some kind of, you know, like good generosity from the universe giving both of you this luxury, giving both of you this beauty. So that is incredible. Yeah, your connection was, sorry, hold on.
Oh, crazy kitty. You want to say hello? Hello. Go over there.
So it seems like your connection was very, very good. So I can see this for you guys. I can see how you're holding out for better days and hoping that they will come back. So let's see what's most likely to happen if this connection just goes on its normal course with like no kind of intervention or anything. It just kind of continues the way it's been going. Okay. It doesn't seem like it gets fixed if it just keeps going the way it's going. Now, it doesn't mean that it can't get fixed, and we can look at maybe how it can get fixed. But it seems like at least in the next 3 months, it doesn't seem like it's progressing yet, or at least without any changes or any, you know, repairs. So I'm getting this Emperor energy. Aries shows up. I'm getting energy for Emperor really, really in the reverse, really extinguished. This is usually a card of taking action, but it's in reverse, so that's like no action. And also the Divine Masculine energy, this Knight of Swords, still kind of churns. It's still reversed, so it's still kind of out of alignment, but also I'm getting that now it's like they just turn selfish. So it might be that like, since they can't race in and they can't talk to you, you guys can't talk this out, that now they're like, well, I just need to focus on myself. I just need to move on. I just need to focus on me, or I need to heal myself. Or it's like they just redirect their focus to entirely to their own life, or they may just get like stubborn mad and just hold a grudge and not like let it go. So that's kind of where it seems to be with the Emperor, kind of like stuck in the mud. Now for you the same way, because you're the Princess of Cups. So it's like you step down kind of from that Queen energy from this relationship. And with the Princess of Cups in reverse, it's like all that loving, giving, nurturing energy that you've been giving, you kind of take it back to. So it's also like you focus maybe on yourself, or you redirect it and you don't really give it to your person. So this Page of Cups in reverse is like you're just kind of, you know, pouring your love out. You're maybe feeling like, you know what? It's almost kind of like in the next 3 months, you might even just feel like you're giving up or putting this on the back burner for now. Because I'm getting this Ace of Cups in reverse. Again, looking about like pouring out that cup of love. So I feel like in the next 3 months, if there is no intervention, that it would continue to go this way, but might even just kind of like progress further and further apart. Let's see about if that's like nothing changes. Let's see about long-term down the road. Would you guys fix it? You know, it's interesting. So I get the Four of Coins upright. I feel almost like when I'm looking at this card, it's almost kind of like you guys both go to your separate corners, you cross your arms, and you're like, okay, you know what? Screw this. I'm just sitting here. I'm not opening up. I'm not letting myself be vulnerable. I'm not showing my true self to my person. I'm just kind of hurt and over here. And it's almost, I mean, I don't know if there was like a misunderstanding between you guys or if there was just, you know, feeling like you guys have some like huge values that are different or some huge differences. So it seems like there is definitely a huge thing, or if there's like a major miscommunication. But it's almost kind of like if this went this course, that with the Four of Coins, really kind of like sheltering yourself, I feel like there's like maybe even an excessive self-protectiveness going on for both of you, or it's like not really opening up, not really communicating. So if it goes this kind of path, I feel like, and I feel like in your heart, you still don't want to let go of each other either. The Four of Coins is also a card of wanting to let go of the person or feeling like they're valuable. So I feel like you may not even want to really like let go of your person as well and them to you. But let's see. As we're looking at, should you move on? First, before we look at maybe how could you change it, I want to see if this current course the way it is, it looks like you probably end up actually moving on. But I want to see, just kind of by default almost, but I want to see if I were to give you some guidance, if you were to stay and wait, how would it go for you, for this person? We'll do 5 cards, and then we'll have 5 cards for if you were to just kind of move on with your life and not focus on them and redirect the focus to yourself, or maybe even date other people. Do other people show up? How does it go for you? So if you were to move on, or at least just kind of, you know, just focus on you and live your life and do you, how would that go for you? Then you can kind of pick which path you like better. Okay, if you're to wait, I feel like, you know, I get the Ace of Wands. You might even try and attempt with them. And again, I don't know these cards yet, but you might even try and attempt with them. Like you might even try to reopen it. The Ace of Wands, I feel like you're trying for a new beginning and you're going to try to open up. Okay, maybe because you're watching this video. So I get the Four of Coins now in reverse. So the reason why I put the cards back in the deck and reshuffled is because I want to see if some of these cards come out again. So it seems like you open up more. And you may even say to your person, you know, I don't want to lose you. I don't want to let go, but you are giving me no other choice. And this is how my heart feels about that. And this is how important you are to me. And so it's like you really get yourself vulnerable. You really, if you're to hold on, if you're waiting, seems like most likely what kind of happens or what you end up doing. And when that happens, look at what turns around. This might just be an issue of miscommunication. So look at this. I get this Knight of Swords. So I see that you now, as I'm looking at it, that now your person's communicating in the upright. They're communicating with you, which is good. Because even if you guys disagree, understanding your person from their point of view and validating that experience anyway helps. And then I get the Four of Wands. All right, so it seems like your person's still saying they can't have a relationship or a commitment with you. So I get this Four of Wands, but I feel like you guys talk about it, and that would be able to give you more information to help you. So if you wait, it seems like you guys are able to talk about it at least. So it seems like at least, maybe even watching this, that there's at least something that's changing. Even as the energies are unfolding even right in front of my eyes, which is cool. So yeah, so this Four of Wands is like they're still not ready to have this commitment or this relationship with you that you're looking for. So it seems like there is still that, but that they don't really want it to be over because I get the Death card in reverse. And this particularly pertains, like, for instance, if you're a Scorpio energy and they particularly have a communication with you, a conversation with you, if they're an air sign. So I would say this is kind of further explaining this. So they definitely don't want it to be over though, but they're not really ready to give a commitment. And that could kind of give you some information about if you want to wait, keep waiting or not. So it seems like they may feel like, okay, friends with benefits or situationship is fine for me, but not major commitment or monogamy. They may say, okay, I'm good with a committed relationship, but not in a marriage. So it seems like they're not ready for the next level commitment, but they don't want to stop doing what you guys are doing. Now, if you guys end up not kind of holding on, if you guys move on, well, I get the 5 of Cups. So this is a card of sadness and heartbreak, and I also get that this is a card of healing. So that makes sense, because if you're to move on, of course you have to heal your heart. Of course you have to heal yourself. So you really redirect your energy, that Queen of Cups energy, you give it to yourself, like that Princess of Cups in reverse. You give it to you, you don't give it to your person. And you're really focusing on your own healing, which is helpful. So you focus on your own healing. Yep, Queen of Cups in reverse, exactly. You don't give it to your person, you give it to you. And then, let's see. And the 8 of Coins. So you get the consistency you're looking for, but the consistency is from yourself. So it seems like that, this consistency and this self-love to you instead of to your person, it really refills you. That self-care and that healing your heart is actually so helpful and so beautiful. So that's amazing. And I get the King of Cups in reverse as well. So I'm getting both the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups in reverse. So basically what this is like you guys choose to walk away. It seems like if you choose to move on, it seems like you move on, like you both choose this Queen of Cups, King of Cups. And that's a sad thing. That's really grieving. That's really, really sad. So you go through a grief, and you really do go through this health, like self-care, this healing your heart, this beautiful, self-love, and you really do have this separation. So it's like you choose a separation permanently. It's not like you move on and then they come back for you. It's like, it seems like this is your like real choice. And it makes sense because they say that sometimes, you can push somebody so far, but when they're done, they're done. This seems like that if you're like, you really are done, that you're really done. And then I get the Knight of Wands. There's a new guy that comes in for you or a new masculine that comes in. And this person's a fire sign. And they're very sexual. They're very passionate. This Knight of Wands would be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. So there is that. And so it seems like you really do, if you do choose to walk away, you do choose it. It really, really happens and you move forward with it and you follow through with it. And then there's this new person that comes in with your healed heart, which is beautiful. So it seems like either path, you have choices to make. And it seems like either way, that's kind of that. Now, we can look a little bit more in depth because I want to see a little bit more about how can you fix it. It seems right away what I'm seeing is it definitely seems like it needs to be absolutely starting with communications. I do like how you are opening up. I think the difference though is that you might be wondering, how can I change their mind? And that's where I feel like your power has limits. You may not be able to change their mind, but you can choose whether you choose to stay or not. But if you were to fix, if you guys have had a fight or a rupture or a disagreement or a clash with that 5 of Wands, could you at least help the situation out or improve it with some kind of interventions? So I get the Chariot, and right now I'm looking at it like as I'm flipping it out. So this to me is upright, but I will put it down here for you, facing you in your direction. So I'm getting the Chariot, 3 of Swords. Okay, so healing your heart has to happen either way, whether you move forward or not. And that could include healing their hearts as well. And this King of Swords is in reverse. So I'm getting the Chariot. I'm getting 3 of Swords. I'm getting the King of Swords in reverse. And I'm getting the Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay, so this is helpful. This gives me information. So what actually I'll do one more because we did do 5 cards initially. For should you wait or move on. We'll do one more. Okay, and I'm getting the 9 of Coins in reverse. So what I'm getting for you for this with the Chariot. So I'm getting for you, if you could fix it or have some, interventions or anything you can do on your end, I'm getting the Chariot is about moving forward with things. So it seems like communicating to your person that you're really wanting to keep moving forward and you want to continue with them. Now, you may not want to continue with them, so you'd have to obviously make that decision. So for instance, if they're giving you a situationship or friends with benefits, or they can't marry you and you're in a commitment and you're really wanting that, you may want to really ask yourself, what is your priority? What is the thing that you want most? Do you want to be with them, or do you want that next level commitment? And I know that you may say, well, I want both. I want them at the next level commitment. But if you could only choose one, you may have to choose which one's more important to you. Because if you want to stay and fix this or work on it with them, you may have to accept that they're not going to be able to give you what you want, and that you may still need to make some compromises or sacrifices. And only you can decide if this is something where you feel like you're giving up too much of yourself, or you're sacrificing too much of what you need. Because it's really important to get clear on what your needs are and to really assess that. So I get the Chariot, so you would be communicating to them that you're really there for the long term, that you want to stay, that you want to keep going, you want to progress with them. Then you would go and you would do your healing on your own. So I get the Three of Swords, so you would heal your heart anyway. You may have to heal or grieve something, like if they can't give you that level of commitment and they know they never will, and they're telling you this, or they don't know when, or they can't for a long time, you would have to accept that, because that would be where they're at and you can't change their mind, but you could continue with them. So it's kind of like you would be able to get something, just maybe not everything, or not the whole thing. And you'd have to see if you could be okay with that, or if that would meet your needs. Because for some of you out there, that would, but for others of you, that wouldn't. And so it's all a very individual choice. So you would have to heal your heart anyway. Then, and that would be your own, that's not your person. That's not you saying, okay, you have to do this so I feel better. That would literally be like you doing your own inner work, your own inner healing, which your person's not responsible for. And I say that because people say like, no, that's not true. They are responsible to treat me well and to give me love. And while it's true that they're responsible for giving you respect and they're responsible for that, if you're choosing to stay in a connection with someone who's choosing not to commit to you, then that is what you're signing up for, And so it would be about, they are not responsible for this. You're choosing this. So, but of course they have to be non-abusive, and of course they have to give you, respect and safety. So there is that. Then I get this, which I'm showing up together. I get the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords in reverse. So I'm getting that you guys would choose to continue. The Queen and King together signifies to me at least some sort of pairing, or some sort of continuing, or some sort of partnership in some way. Now, it may be that you guys make up your own rules and you guys make up what they're able to give, and if that's enough for you. It might be that you guys are choosing to be together but not having the commitment or that. Because both the King and Queen are in reverse, it may be that it's still just kind of out of alignment too much for you to enjoy it, or to be okay with it, or it might be just too triggering for you to kind of stick with it. But again, that's up to you. And as you heal your heart more, you might find yourself not needing the same things that you did. With the Queen and the King in reverse, I get that they're swords. So it's about both of you making the conscious decision and commitment, at least, to maybe not being the Queen of Cups, not being the person giving so much love and affection and like overly like nurturing energy, but at least not being cold and kind of shut off, or, having a big wall up. So it's about both of you choosing to let down your guard, to let down your wall, and to, as you're healing your heart and maybe even grieving the loss of the thing that you can't get, that you, with the Queen of Swords, you let your wall down, you get warmer and you warm up, and the King of Swords, where they let their wall down and they warm up too. Because the King and the Queen of Swords can be people that are just in their head. So it may needing to be being in your body or in your heart, not so much in your head or not so much guarded. And then the 9 of Coins in reverse. Oh wait, no, it's not 9. Sorry, it's 7. 7 of Coins. So it may be that you guys don't have to be so patient and letting things grow. It may be that you're just accepting this is not going to grow and this is where it's going to be. So it would have to be like you would accept that this is not going to grow and this is where it's going to be, and that you're going to be in this situation or in this part. So, or at least, you know, you would have to, and obviously one day if it does change, that's great, but that you would have to be okay with, if it never does, that this is what it is. And you would have to see if that's okay for you. Here's an example. Say you want to have a baby and your person doesn't. And that's where you have this point of contention, or you have this clashing in your desires. And you would decide, okay, if I never have a baby, would I be okay with that? And for some of you, you may be like, you know what, actually I am okay. And for others of you, you would think, no, you know what, that's not okay. I really do want a baby. And so that's where you guys would make that choice. Another example is, what if your person's like a long distance connection? And let's say you are in Florida, and let's say that they are in Canada, and you guys are needing to make a decision about, would you guys really move to each other and really have like a committed connection where you move forward? You may decide, you know what, we can't do that. We're going to keep long distance dating, even if we just never even meet, even if we never, you know, live in the same place, that kind of thing. So that's another example of two people saying, you know what, we'll continue to keep dating, even if we're never going to move in with each other. So that's kind of like an example. Now, for some of you, you may think like, that's horrible. I don't want that. And that can give you some information. For others of you, you may think, you know what, that's better than not being with my person. Maybe I can find other ways to be happy in this, even if it never progresses beyond the point that it is. And each of you are different. Now, I want to wrap up and give you guys some final messages. I want to give you guys some message cards from your person. So let's see. Oh, there they are. I was like, I know they're not in my bedroom. I know I put them back on this table. All right. What does your person want to say to you from their heart, from their vulnerable spot? I'm going to give 3. And then I'm going to do 3 more messages from the Soulmate deck. Okay. We're going to do 3. I don't do reversals for these. Okay. So final messages from your person to you. I feel that you have been disconnecting yourself from me. So that makes sense. I'm sure you already have started to do that. I'm sure you've already kind of put that into motion. That makes sense because your Queen of Cups is turning to the Page of Cups reverse. So there is that. You've probably already been pulling back. Using divination methods to inquire information about our connection. So in this case, maybe they really are spiritual and they've been getting readings, or maybe they've been tapping into their own intuition to find out clarity of what to do. And the intensity of our connection can be daunting, but also a blessing. So they're aware of how much emotion they do feel for you. I mean, they did used to be the King of Cups. They did see this connection as having a future at some point, or at least wanting to invest emotionally. So they do understand the intensity of the connection, the strong, strong bond that you guys have. Maybe even they even felt like you guys were soulmates, or that they were meant to be with you in a long-term relationship. So I feel like they definitely at least felt that for most of you watching. So their shadow that they're dealing with right now, yeah, I didn't believe in myself or in you. So at some point that situation changed. So they definitely had believed in that. And then it seemed like it shifted with the Knight of Swords in reverse. And then even progressing to the Emperor in reverse. So it seems like they're having a tough time getting over the fact that they feel like they have a hard time believing in this connection, or believing that you guys can do it, or believing that you guys have what it takes to overcome the obstacles. But it does seem like they do hope that you would continue in some way, because it says, I know it's hard, but please be patient with me. So they're very aware that they have been really, you've been giving and so loving. You've probably been feeling exasperated and your patience has been really draining. And they're probably aware that they've been out of alignment as they've shown up that way and have had a hard time. They're giving you a hard time and they're sorry. So they're aware that they are trying your patience and that they are acting up, basically. You challenge me in ways that make me grow. So you've been trying to hold them accountable to being more of an evolved person, to kind of rise to your level and to really progress with you. And so you've been challenging them in ways to grow, and it seems like they've kind of hit this roadblock where they're having a tough time growing. So that is what I have for you. I do feel like there is a lot of love in this connection, a strong, strong bond. I hope this helps you guys in regards to if you do want to continue with them and wait, maybe some advice to help you with that. Or if you guys do feel like you want to move on, that there is that Knight of Wands waiting for you. So I hope this helps you make your decision. And of course, if you feel like this didn't resonate, feel free to pick another pile or another video. And if this did connect with you, I hope it did. And feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I always love your comments. And again, thanks for being patient with me as I've been healing and now I'm back. So I will try to release more videos regularly as much as I can. So, and if you guys have requests, feel free to leave me some requests. If you have things you want to know about, this is a special request from one of my viewers. They do want to know should they wait or move on. So this is actually a special request video. So if you guys want to know something about your connection, feel free and I will answer it. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading today. This video is a special request from one of my viewers that wants to know, should you wait for your person or should you move on? So I hope this video helps you. You guys have picked this beautiful unicorn, which I love, the Unicorn Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. I have thought about this video before, and I thought about how to channel it. And I thought, okay, I want to use these Unicorn Oracle cards to see, when we were doing pile 1, it looked like there was a way for them to fix it. And I'm going to put these to the side as a way to see, if that comes up, how maybe this connection could be strengthened or improved. I also have picked this beautiful amethyst crystal for you. So this is gorgeous. You also yourself may be somebody very psychic, very intuitive. The amethyst is very beautiful in regards to connecting your crown chakra. I feel like for you, you're super open and receptive to the universal's energies. So that's beautiful. So I do have this over here for you. To start with the general, I'm also doing some tarot. So I have the Unicorn Tarot card deck, which is great. And that crystal to pair with it is the rose quartz. So I love the combination of amethyst and rose quartz. I think it's very beautiful. So I'm going to have both of them in frame for you so you can see it. And I'm going to shuffle the cards. And as I do, I also want to apologize for not being around so much. I did leave some comments where I've told people a little bit just why I've been away, and I've been dealing with some health challenges the last 2 months. But I do feel well enough now to record this video. I did try to include like a few shorts from time to time when I felt up for it, but honestly, my health wasn't very good. But now it is all healed and I am all better and I'm back here for you. So thank you guys for being so patient. And without further ado, I'm going to try more readings, and I'm also going to look at your reading now. So, and hi Treasure, where do you want to go, baby? Do you want to go on the floor? Yeah. Okay, so if you guys have watched my videos in the past, you'll know that I start with a general relationship reading for most of them. So basically what this is, and I do reversals. So this is how you're thinking and feeling about your situation with your person right now. And this is how they're thinking and feeling about their situation with you right now. This is the past, what has happened already to bring the two of you to this current situation. This is the near future in the next 3 months to see what would happen. And the way I'm looking at it today is I'm looking at it like, if nothing changes, if you know, there's no interventions, no anything, this is like if it goes on its current path with no interference from you, if you're doing like nothing, or if you're just going to do what you're normally going to do, that this is what would happen in the next 3 months and a longer term outcome. And that's where these unicorn cards are coming into play about how can you strengthen it if you don't like this outcome. Also, I want to give a little disclaimer. I never want to tell you guys what to do. And I know that this video is a little bit more guidance based of should you do this or should you not. So I don't want to tell you if you should or shouldn't. What we're going to do is we're going to look at two scenarios. Like if you do stay, if you do wait, what would it look like? And if you do move on and really, really move on, not like move on and hope they come back, but like if you really let it go and you really do move on with your life and just live your life and do you, what does it look like? So you guys can make your choice for yourself. So when it comes to your side, I'm getting that it's interesting. Okay. I get the 9 of Cups upright. So you do look at your person like they are like a dream or a wish come true. You see how much happiness that you have with them. You look at it like they just light up all of your chakras, all your buttons. They make you have a euphoria and an excitement. You know that you have a potential with them where, from your point of view, you have a potential with them that you could literally have like the best life if you were with them. You have a dream life. So it's like, and you've been hoping and wishing for this, and you've been really wanting this to come true. But what's interesting is right now you're a little defensive and a little closed off. I get the 7 of Wands. So it's kind of like you might feel like there's a lot of energies coming at you right now that are giving you challenges. Now, it could be that for you, it's like your person's giving you problems. They're giving you attitude, they're saying things, or you're needing to defend yourself. For others of you, you may feel like your life has just been a little bit of like you need to defend yourself. Maybe you've been through some like abusive childhood or some abusive relationships. Maybe you feel like life hasn't been kind to you lately, or maybe you've been going through like a run of kind of feeling like you've had bad luck. So the 7 of Wands is like you're feeling like you need to protect yourself or defend yourself, or maybe you've been reclusive and you've just been wanting to kind of like shield yourself in some way. So I get the 7 of Wands. And then I get the Tower in reverse. So it seems like for you on your side, you're feeling like maybe your person is not having epiphanies or realizations. That you're thinking, okay, maybe my person's not growing, not changing. They're not really stepping into their power. They're not really doing the thing that they're meant to do. They're not really having their breakthroughs. So you're looking at this and you're thinking, wow, you know what? Maybe they're not evolving. And because of that, I have to have a guard up. So there's a little bit of that while still feeling like your person makes you so happy when they do. Now, on your person's side, it's interesting because your person shares your beautiful sentiments. So number one, look at this. So you get the 9 of Cups. They get the 10 of Cups. So both of you guys are super on alignment. Like when it comes to this, you guys are mirroring each other. You both know how you are each other's ultimate happiness. You both know that you guys are each other's divine partner that makes each other like the happiest you could ever be. So you feel like they're your wish come true. They feel like, oh my gosh, pile 2 is my ultimate person. They make me so happy. I would be winning the lottery and winning a jackpot if I were to be with pile 2. They make me so happy. They give me this euphoria. But I get the Wheel of Fortune, and this is upright, which is good. So they feel like it might be a matter of timing, that maybe things have to turn around in your favor. And again, they feel like they got really lucky with you, they won the lottery with you. This Wheel of Fortune card is really like they feel that you guys have just really completely felt like they won the lottery. So they feel like you are their ultimate person, or like if they could pick a person, you would be the top of the top of the top. But I'm getting the 7 of Swords. It seems like still, for whatever reason, they're either sneaking away or running away, or maybe they feel like to be with you, it betrays something in their life, or they've betrayed you in some way. So it may be that this kind of feeling like you're defensive and they're not learning their lessons is like maybe they haven't been able to be honest with you. Maybe they haven't been able to grow in some way. So with this 7 of Swords, it's almost kind of like they've kind of snuck and ran off, even though you are their ultimate happiness and you like are basically their lottery ticket. So it seems very interesting with this energy here. So, and now when I say that they've betrayed you or haven't been honest with you, this is like something you already are aware of. Now, so I also wanted to tell you guys too that this is kind of like confirmation time for you. So if you feel like this is your situation, then feel free to watch on. If it's not your situation, feel free to pick another pile. There may be a message in somewhere else if you're like, this is not really what's going on with me and my person. If, there still may be messages in this pile for you, even if you're feeling like that. And if you're not sure, feel free to keep watching for some more information. So this is kind of like where I wanted to go to see like confirmation if this is your pile time. So if you're continuing to watch, it's because you either think there's messages in this pile or you're feeling like this is your situation. Hi, baby girl. Get down. Okay. So what happened? You guys are in separation. So I get the Hermit. So yeah, you definitely are in withdrawal. This is also particular if you or your person has Virgo or Capricorn energies in your chart strongly. I get the Two of Coins. Maybe they were waffling back and forth for a while, being 1 foot in, 1 foot out, not quite sure, I don't know, I'm juggling too much, things are going on in my life that there's too much going on, blah, 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 blah. So it seems like there was, or maybe they were like in Hermit mode and then back with you, and then in Hermit mode and then back with you. So there's definitely that. And I get the Ten of Swords. So there was a painful ending. So with this Ten of Swords and the Hermit, you guys broke up. Or you guys are in separation, or you guys ended things, because this is a painful ending. This is a big separation, and this is something that's happened in the past. Now, it's interesting because maybe you were hoping that this ending would really give your person some epiphanies and some breakthroughs, but it seems like on their side that they're still feeling like super happy, super in love with you, still feeling like you're the best person in the world, and yet at the same time, they're still feeling like they are not honest with you, or that they're not being having integrity about something. So maybe you're just thinking maybe they would grow or change, and then this card is like, at this current moment, they're still not growing or changing. And you're aware of that with the Tower in reverse and with the Seven of Wands. So let's see what's coming in the next 3 months. If you do like nothing different, what will happen? So let's see here. The Star, the Knight of Swords, and the Two of Cups in reverse. Okay. This is for like the next 3 months. So I get the Star. It seems like there's definitely still some hope that this will work out, especially if there is Aries or Aquarius energy watching, or if your person is. So there's still a lot of hope in the next 3 months that this will work out. And I feel like both of you share this hope. And it's interesting because I am getting that you will hear from them, most likely, especially if they're an air sign, a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, because I get this Knight of Swords in the upright position that does show up. So it seems like that they are going to come in for you. They are going to communicate with you. They're coming out of Hermit mode, and they are racing in. And what I do like is on this card, there are those 2 yellow butterflies, which I love as change and transformation. So I feel like your person will have changed somewhat. I also feel like the Knight of Swords is somebody who would be honest with you because of the butterflies and because of this energy and with the Star. But I am getting the Two of Cups in reverse. So they're still not ready for a commitment or a relationship or taking this commitment to the next level in some way. But I like the Star because it means that they definitely have hope for this. And I feel like they're going to communicate to you what they're hopeful about, or I don't know if it's enough of making you an offer per se, but I feel like they might communicate to you their hopes and dreams about this connection. And that might give you some information to make choices as well. So that's interesting. But with that Two of Cups in reverse, it may not be enough to sway you, but it seems like that it's interesting, the Star and the Knight of Swords. So let's see. So in the future, okay, I get the Four of Coins in the final position, which is interesting because if you were attracted to pile 1, which might have messages in there for you, they also got the Four of Coins in this particular position. So that is very interesting. So I feel like long-term down the road, they still are wanting to hold on to you. They don't want to lose you, but also they still may not want to be honest or open up. Now, I don't feel like it's a betrayal energy like the Seven of Swords, but I do feel like it still may be kind of like a closed off energy. Now, if this is you, where you have that self-protective Seven of Wands with your guard up, you may still feel guarded or still have a wall up. So that could be because of their behavior, or that could be, and because if there's a betrayal energy, that you're protecting yourself because of how they've been, or it may be that this is maybe a pattern that you've had in past relationships, and this is either a theme for you that you're needing to heal some trauma, or that maybe it's like you're afraid people will hurt you. And that might be that it's an area where you could do some inner work of healing. So only you will know based on your life what you have gone through. Now I'm going to shuffle this because before we get to how to strengthen this connection or what interventions you guys could do to maybe improve it, I do want to see if you would wait or if you move on, what it would look like if you were to do either one. So I'm going to do 5 cards for if you hold out for them, if you wait, and 5 cards for if you do move on. And I put the cards back in the deck because I want to see if any of them show up here. All right, so 5 cards if you wait, and 5 cards if you move on. Now this is interesting. All of your cards are upright. So that's very interesting. So the first card is the Sun. So if you wait, I feel like in a way it will give you a lot of happiness because both of you do have the 9 of Cups and the 10 of Cups in this connection. So both of you know that each other is like such a happy pairing. So I feel like if you were to wait, that you would still feel that like happy 9 of Cups energy. Then I get the 8 of Cups, which is the card of walking away, which is so interesting. So you might walk away, but in your heart still be holding out for them. So there may be a situation where you might not move on. You might walk away and still be in your heart waiting and holding on to them. Also, the 8 of Cups is about releasing toxic or heavy emotional energy and raising your vibration or healing. So it might be that waiting for them is, in the meantime, as you're waiting, that you're really healing your heart, that you're letting go of depression, that you're letting go of anxiety, that you're letting go of these feelings that might have been weighing you down or holding you back. So this 8 of Cups energy is really about going to higher ground. So you see this unicorn is like up out of the water. So it's like you're not going to be immersed in depression, which is great with the Sun. So that's awesome. Then I get the Ace of Coins. So if you were to wait, I see here is the offer that does come in that I was looking for. So that Ace of Coins is that offer that they give you. So it does seem like it's great. So it might be that this connection does just require some waiting time or some time to pass. I get the 8 of Swords though. So they make you an offer, but they're still very restricted in many ways. And that might be a situation where now with that information, you can have choices. So you can make some decision about, do you want to continue to keep waiting? Because they're still restricted. And it's so interesting with the blindfold on this unicorn, because it seems like they still may not be able to see their way out of their restrictions, or they still may feel trapped and they still can't break free. So, but there is an offer. And I like the rainbow in the card. It represents feeling like happiness, you know, feeling like this is an offer that's really good. And then I get the 5 of Swords, them still feeling trapped and still not getting the clarity of how to see their way out of their own mess or out of their own restrictions, and then still feeling like you still have to kind of be independent, self-reliant, focusing on yourself, still kind of doing you, still kind of focusing on that, even to the point of making choices that can feel like we can sometimes feel guilty having boundaries and making choices that are good for us if they hurt someone else. Because the thing is we might, like, let's say as an example, let's say that you've been holding out for your person, they won't come forward for you. So you're like, all right, I'm going to try to date someone in the meantime. And that hurts your person because they are vulnerable to you and they get hurt when you date people. But it's really good for you to date other people because they can't come forward for you. So it's like you're making that choice for your best good, even though it also does hurt your person because they love you. So it's tricky when we have to make choices for ourselves that are good, even if other people are hurt by our choices that are good for us. So that's an example. So I feel like that might still be something that happens. So not saying that you guys have to date other people, but just saying like you may have to focus on your own self, sometimes to even their detriment, if they can't be like available for you with the Eight of Swords. Now, if you were to wait. So if you were to wait, it does seem like there's happiness in it for you. There's independence, there's self-reliance, probably not a commitment, but definitely an offer of something. And you can choose if this offer is something you want. Maybe even if there's some negotiation, but not too much, because the Eight of Swords, there may be some very real and valid life constraints. So, or beliefs that are constraining your person. Now, if you were to really, really move on for real in your heart, I get the Emperor. Either your person's going to chase after you or you're going to meet a new person. Now, the Emperor is Aries energy showing up strong. So this is interesting. Oh, and then the Sun is Leo energy. So interesting with the Emperor energy. So if you were to really move on, I feel like there's this like strong soulmate energy that comes in for you. Again, could be your person, could be a new person. Let's see. And these are all upright too, so that's interesting. All right. The Moon. So, okay, I like this. There's a masculine Emperor and a feminine Moon. So this would especially apply if this is an Aries coming in for you and you are a Cancer or Pisces energy. It may be that this Emperor comes in and you're not sure if you want to go for him, because the Emperor is a masculine, the Moon is a confusion. So you may feel like, I don't know if I want this person. I really did have my heart set on pile 2's person. However, I am moving on for real, and there is this Emperor. Maybe I'm a little weary or leery of this person. Maybe I'm not sure. Maybe I'm confused. Maybe I need more information. You may not be so quick to jump in, even though the Emperor is very quick to want to jump in with you. Oh, Queen of Wands. Okay, so I like this. So there's a divine pairing, and this especially applies if you're a fire sign, if you are an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius energy. So the Emperor and the Queen of Wands are so compatible. It's like your next soulmate, your next very, very, very major relationship, which could even be a marriage. So this Emperor and this Queen of Wands is like so strong, so powerful, so beautiful. It's like you feel that this is your next spouse. So that is incredible. Very, very good. And I get Two of Coins. You may still think about your person from time to time. You still may be feeling like, gosh, I've moved on, but what is my person doing over there? You know, that Two of Coins is like, you may feel like you're really, really wanting to be there, but what about that from the past? So you may find yourself from time to time kind of still wondering, still maybe having one foot out, still wondering what happened with your person. It may be some unresolved questions. It might feel that you still feel a heart pull towards them, and that might be that Moon, that confusion energy. You may feel like, I've really moved on for real, but I don't know if emotionally I'm 1000% moved on. And wow, here's that Four of Coins card that shows up for the third time. Third because in pile 1 they had it as well. So again, you would feel like, because it's just so hard for you to let go of your person, and it's so hard for you because with the Four of Coins, they're so valuable to you that you don't want to lose them. But then I do feel that there is a part of you that feels like this Emperor starts to become very valuable to you as well. So that is just kind of a snapshot. I apologize if it's not like amazing in one and not amazing in the other, but it seems like that's what the cards are showing me. So that can kind of maybe give you some more information if you want to move on and find your Emperor, or if you want to hold on and wait and see what this offer is from your person, your current person. Now, the cool thing is that you don't have to choose today or right away. You may wait to see what their offer is before you move on to your Emperor. Maybe it's not good enough. So we will see. Now, okay. All right. Let's see. Could you improve this connection? And if so, how? I'm going to do 5 cards. Exercise. That would make sense because exercising gives you endorphins, which gives you good chemicals in the brain and helps you heal depression. Whoa, too many. Thankful. So, okay, attitude of gratitude, focusing on what you do have and being grateful for what you do have with them. We'll do all these. Okay. I wouldn't normally, but I'm going to. Light, which is good. Bringing in light energy. Believing in yourself, so building up your confidence and self-reliance. Let go of stress. So again, kind of using that like light energy, that optimism, the gratitude, and then the good endorphins and good chemicals from being active, being outside, maybe working out, or just kind of like taking a walk or going to places in nature that you love. Forgive, obviously that has to happen. And finish what you've started. So maybe like getting back in the ring and really just kind of being like, okay, we need to like really focus on that. So if you want to strengthen your connection, that's kind of what it is. So building up your own emotional happiness by working out or by being active for the brain chemicals. Very, very grateful, thankful. Light, maybe even giving yourself some Reiki or getting Reiki or lighting a candle or doing something to raise your vibration. So that's good. And also seeing the best in your person, seeing their point of view with empathy and compassion. I get believe in yourself. So that'll also help your confidence because of course pile 2 would love to be with you, your person, because you're amazing and you're the coolest ever. So why wouldn't they? You are their 10 of cups. Let go of stress. So to kind of deal with that is good because that's going to be able to free you up so you're not bringing stress into this connection. Like you're not bringing in your horrible day and stress with your family and, you know, money worries or whatever and like dumping it all on your person or basically feeling all stressed and then going in to talk to your person and then, you know, having like a tough time when you're irritable or aggravated by your life and then kind of projecting that onto this connection. So as you process your own stress on your own end and then you talk to your person, then it's like, oh, I'm happy and I'm good and everything's great and we have a great talk. And so it's more like that. Easier said than done. The forgive card. So definitely forgiving your person for what they've done. Now that might be a big one because if they got that 7 of Swords and if they've had some dishonesty or betrayal energy or you can't trust them or they've snuck off, that can leave a wound and that can be hard for forgiveness. But if you want to strengthen the bond, it's about making that decision to do so. Now you don't have to strengthen the bond. That's just if you wanted to. And then finish what you've started. Really commit to working on the connection. So there is that. So that is some information to if you want to strengthen this partnership. That is some advice for you. You may still choose to walk away. So there is that. I want to end this reading with some messages from them. So I'm going to go to messages from Divine Masculine and Twin Flame cards, shadow and light side messages. I'm going to do 3 probably. That's what showed up in pile 1. Let's see. I admire your beauty both inside and out. Well, of course, pile 2 is fabulous. We all knew that. That one. And this one. I've been keeping my distance to protect you from the karmic. If the betrayal has been a third-party situation, then that could be what's happening. Or they've been trying to keep their distance to protect you from the consequences of their karma. So if it's not a third party, it might be that they're going through some karma right now and they've been not wanting to like, you know, spread it all over you basically. But they do think you're so pretty. Obs. All right. So sending telepathic messages so that you can connect with me in the 5D. So your person's wanting to dream about you or connect with you in the dream time or connect with you on the astral plane or in spiritual realms. So that is something that they want to tell you. And we know they've been keeping their distance. You got the Hermit and you got the 10 of Swords. I don't feel like they will be completely keeping their distance, though. I do feel like they're going to be resurfacing. Okay. I can't admit that I'm wrong. So some of you guys have a little stubborn person out there. They cannot admit they were wrong. They are very stubborn, and that is what's keeping them stuck in the mud. That might be their 8 of Swords energy. And then maybe we're too different and that's why we disagree and fight. So your person's having some self-doubts and having some doubts about your compatibility because they can't admit that they're wrong. Now, if they could admit that they're wrong, then maybe you guys wouldn't be having some disagreements and maybe you guys wouldn't be fighting. And I want the best for you. So your person, of course, obviously wants you to be happy and of course, obviously wants the best for you, even if it's not them. So they would be willing to set you free to have a life of happiness if they feel like that is what would make you happy. All right. So that is what I have for you, my beautiful pile 2. I hope this has helped you. If you feel like this wasn't your pile, of course, feel free to check out another pile. You might, especially if you're drawn to pile 1. I don't know what pile 3 is yet. I haven't recorded yet. But feel free to pick another pile if this did not resonate with you. And if you liked this video, I'd love for you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. And again, I've missed you guys, and I'm sorry I wasn't more available. If you guys do have special requests, feel free to leave them in the comment section, and I will make videos about them for you. And until next time, I hope you take care, and I'll talk with you later. Bye, guys. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading today, where this is a special request from one of my viewers who wants to know, should they wait or should they move on? So basically, if you want to know, should you wait for your person to come forward for you, to give you more commitment, to do the thing that you want them to do, then this is a video for you. Or if you're wondering, am I waiting for nothing? Should I just move on with my life? Are they ever going to come for me? Are they ever going to be in my life for a stronger way? So, you guys have picked a few things that are very fun. You guys have picked this beautiful, good tarot. I've picked for you this gorgeous selenite astrology wheel, which is very special and gorgeous. So I love it. And also you've picked this fun bracelet. So this is actually a bracelet or an anklet that I got when I was in the Caribbean in November last year when I went to St. Lucia, which is a beautiful, incredible island, which I love. So this anklet is something that I got from there, which is nice. It has hematite in it, has turquoise, so I love it. And then of course the little shells. So I love the island. It's very, very beautiful. And you have picked this. So maybe you or them may be from an island, or you may just really connect with this pile. I wanted to let you know I'm sorry for being away for so long. I was actually dealing with some health challenges. Some of you guys already know that because I know we've been talking in the comments, but I was, having some tough times for about 2 months, and now I'm feeling all better and I'm able to be back for you. So I was able to do some few shorts from time to time, but I wasn't really up for much more. But now I am all better and I'm here for you. So feel free to let me know in the comment section if you guys want a special request for a video that I can make for you, because now I am so much more available. All right, so I'm going to look at you and your person. If you guys have watched my videos in the past, you know that I do more of a relationship spread in general first. This also helps me help you to get confirmation if this is your pile. So we have this for you. This is basically what you're thinking about them right now and your point of view. And this is what they're thinking and feeling about you right now and their point of view. This is the past, what has happened already to bring the two of you to this current situation. This is the next 3 months. So if you let it run its course and you don't do anything different, this is what would most likely happen in the next 3 months. And this is more of like a long-term or a final outcome. So there is that. Now, these videos are a little tricky because I don't ever want to tell you what to do. I don't ever want to be like, you should do this, you should do that. Obviously, I will if it's a safety issue or if it's something that's like, this is healthy for you to do so. I might, encourage it or recommend it, but I never want to tell you guys what to do or tell you like what life choices to make. So the way I'm going to do this reading is we're going to do a general to see if this is your pile and to see what's going on. And then I'm going to do 5 cards to see if you were to wait, what would that look like for you? And then we're going to do another 5 cards where if you were to move on for good, for real, what would you, like you disconnect your heart from them and you really just move forward, what it would look like for you. So then you can make some choices based on this information. And then we're going to look at if you guys could fix it, improve it, or strengthen it, what would that look like and how would maybe some interventions be? And then we're going to get some messages from them. So I have for you guys on your side, this is particularly pertaining to people who are earth signs. So if you or your person are a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, that's showing up strong. So the Queen of Earth or Queen of Coins is you're somebody that would marry this person or have a very strong commitment with them. Also, what's interesting is I see on your side that you're really prioritizing yourself and your self-care. You're really focusing on your career right now, which is good. And I feel like you're a very committed person and probably committed to your person. But I also see that you're also very, very committed to yourself, which I love. The self-care and the self-love is great. So I like that with the Queen of Coins. Now, for some of you watching, you guys might be in same-sex relationships. I do get the Princess of Coins in reverse, and I'm getting this Queen of Coins and Princess of Coins. So you may be in a female-female relationship. So that might pertain to some of you, obviously not all of you, but you might find yourself being there. If that's the case, then I would say that either way, both of you, you and your person, may be showing up with more feminine energy right now. So the feminine energy means that maybe both of you are not taking action on this partnership, but both of you are in a receiving mode or in a nurturing each other mode, but maybe not in a, activation mode. And with the Page of Coins in reverse, I feel like if this is your person, they don't have a lot to give you. They may be insecure about their finances or their ability to be a provider in this relationship or a connection. And also they may feel like they don't have anything to give you, not even a little bit. So they might be withdrawn. They may be holding back. You guys might be in separation. Again, I'm only seeing a few cards, so I don't have all the info yet, but they may be in situations where they're not even talking to you very much, or it may be that you also, another situation for a few of you out there, if you're a mom with a daughter or a mom with a child, that's very important for you. So you may be like a single mom with kids. That could pertain for some of you as well. And especially if your kids are going through a hard time or a tough time. So with this Page of Coins in reverse, maybe you're focusing on your kids because they're going through some challenges you need to help them with, or you're prioritizing them. So there is that. So there is this kind of energy. And I get the 10 of Coins in reverse as well. So I'm also getting for this situation that you're feeling like, in this case, you may feel like you don't know if you could actually really be ready for this relationship with your person, or you're thinking like, wow, I don't know if I can really invest my time and energy into it. Or you might be thinking, well, I like this person, but maybe they're not giving me what I need, and I'm really looking for something super serious and very long term. I mean, with the Queen of Coins and the 10 of Coins in reverse, especially if you are a single parent, you might be looking for like a very, very strong future spouse that could be a parent to this child with you, that could build a complete life with you. So you might be looking for that. Another option is you might be somebody who wants to have a child and they're not ready or available or able to do so, or they might not be focusing on that, or you might be thinking, should I wait for them to be ready to give me a baby or not? So these are a couple of scenarios that might apply to you with your person. So with this 10 of Coins in reverse, I feel like you may be wondering, do you really have the energy or the time to devote to this connection, especially if you're prioritizing kids or work? And you might find that you're also wondering, can your person really, really step it up to give you the really strong future that you're looking for? So I'm getting that, wow, okay, this is the tricky part. They love you. So I get this, and it's also strong for Leo energy with the lion in it. And usually the Lovers card, the 6 that shows up, is usually also Gemini. So this is particularly pertaining to Gemini Leo energy. So this, where you or they may be that. So this is really interesting, actually. So they deeply love you, and you probably can tell But you might be more practical than that. You might be like, yeah, I appreciate your love, but also like, I need someone that shows up. I need someone reliable. I need somebody there for me. I need somebody committed. I need someone for the long term. Thanks for your feelings, but I also need, that's not going to pay the bills, or, like you might be coming at it from an extremely practical point of view. So there is that. Also, if you guys are Tauruses out there and you pick the green because Taurus loves green, I see you. Okay. I get the 2 of coins, which is fun. So I am getting that, they do want to give to you. I feel like in this case, usually I know 2 of coins is like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. In this case, I feel like they want to provide for you, but they need to provide for themselves. So I get that the 2 of coins is like, I feel like they're outstretching some for you, and they're trying to keep some to provide for them. So I feel like this is almost like a 6 of coins card in this way, where I feel like they definitely want to at least be a bit of a provider for you. It seems like you probably already gave them either an ultimatum or told them what's up because they're not happy about it. They love you deeply. They are contemplating whether they can really step up for you in that really strong practical way that you need. And with the sun in reverse, I'm getting also that this is making them depressed or sad. Maybe they're feeling insecure, like they don't know if they could do it, or they can't do it maybe in the time frame that you need or that would make you happy. The sun is also another confirmation of Leo energy. So there is that. Also, the 2 of coins can be 2 earth sign people here, especially with the page of coins and queen of coins energy. So you may both be earth signs. So this is a very interesting dynamic, but with the sun, I feel like they love you, but it's been stressing them out. They don't know if they can be what you need, and that makes them sad. Or they might not be optimistic or have confidence or faith in their abilities. So they might be dealing with some confidence issues or some insecurities. Now, in the past, what's happened? Oh, they've loved, okay. You're like, yeah, I know they love me. That's not the issue. I get King of Cups in the past. They love you. They really, really love you. They really want to be this king. They really want to be this person that you need. They really want to. They've been really showering you with all the heart and all the love, and you're very aware of their feelings. The Hangman in reverse. They also may have been going through time periods where they've been stuck and then they break free. Or they are, restricted and then they have a breakthrough, either mentally or financially or in life. Some of you may have a person who has a career where they have like a feast or famine in salary, where some days they're having like all the money and they get a jackpot, and then weeks go by and they don't get paid. So they may have irregular money as well, which can mess with their head or mess with your relationship. So in the past, Hanged Man reversed, but King of Cups upright, loving you. And then I get the Messenger of Water in reverse. So again, you're feeling like they have a lot of feelings for you, but you're not quite sure if you were able to, maybe you were really practical, you were really holding out for a while. I don't feel like you were like testing them per se, but I feel like maybe you were holding out to see like how long would they be around. You're looking for someone for the long term. You're not just going to give it up immediately or commit immediately. So with the Messenger of Water, this is usually like the Knight of Cups in reverse. So you're kind of like, I don't need poems and sonnets. I need somebody that's going to really pay the rent, and that's really going to, change the diapers. And I really need somebody that's gonna do the stuff. So it seems like you guys might be a little mismatched when it comes to priorities in some way, or it may be that you're really needing to see how practical this person can really truly be. And maybe you've been like in the past, dazzled by beautiful words, and now you're like, I need more than that. I really need to see if you can step it up. And that your beautiful words are fine, but that words are cheap and we really need something secure. So there's that. Now, if nothing changes, or if there's no like interventions on your end, if things are just going to continue along naturally, what's going to happen in the next 3 months? I feel like you guys are going to make it work. This is very cool. So number one, you're not somebody who makes hasty choices. So I don't feel like you would make this should you wait or move on choice today anyway. I get the 8 of Fire. So I get this situation where I feel like things are going to start to move quickly. Things are going to start to speed up. You're going to have very productive conversations. And I feel like there's an optimism here with the 8 of Wands, which I like. Then I get the 6 of Wands, which is a celebrity card. It's like a power card. It's a celebration. It's a victory. It's a success. It's a Leo. It's definitely about your person coming through in a flash, like a big ball of fire, being like, yes, here I am. Either your person gets their confidence and their groove back, or they definitely bring out the big guns that you've needed to see. Now, again, you're not someone easily bowled over. You're going to wait to see, is this a flash in the pan? Is this like, here's everything, desperation? Or is this something that's going to stick around? But I feel like they're able to dazzle you enough and melt your heart enough to, with the 6 of Cups, get back together or to be together. Also, this can be 6 of Fire, 8 of Fire. This could be sexual passion, which could result in a baby if one of you guys are looking for a pregnancy, if you're looking for them to have a family with you. Also, if you have a child already and you want to see if they can be good enough to really be reliable enough to really bring them in and meet your child and build it with your child, the 6 of Cups is a card of children. So I would say that's a yes. So that's good. If you guys are in separation and you're wondering if they will really, 10 of Coins, solidify this commitment and be reliable, the 6 of Cups is they convince you and they show you with action, with the 6 and the 8 of Fire, that they're able to do that, and you say, okay. So I do feel within the next 3 months that it seems like if you're wondering, should you wait or move on, it seems like even if you do nothing, that it seems like you guys make it work. So I feel like your person does take that action. They get in that masculine and they're able to really show you with proof and with action. And that's enough for you. I feel like that's like, you're like, okay, they showed up. They showed me what I needed to see. So that's good. And what's great is the final card, long-term future, is the 7 of Cups in reverse. Now, if it was upright, this is a card of no commitment. But with it in reverse, it's a card of committing to something, feeling like they are not dazzled by many other offers and exploring their options, that they see that you are beautiful and important and awesome and wanting to stay with you. So that is great. So this is a very beautiful reading. I like this a lot. Now I'm going to see, we're just going to still keep exploring it though. We're going to see, should you wait or move on? If you were to wait, what it would look like, even though it seems likely that it's turning out in your favor anyway. Or if you're wondering, should you pursue this or pursue other people? It seems likely that you would pursue this. All right, so we're gonna do 5 cards for if you should wait or pursue this. 5 cards if you would move on, detach your heart, and really, really move on for good. All right, so I get the 4 of Coins in reverse, which is great. This means if you wait or you pursue this, you let your guard down and you really start to open up your heart and you get more vulnerable, and that is beautiful. So I feel like you let them in. You trust them enough to let them in and you kind of like open up like a flower. Also with the 4 of Coins in reverse, I also feel like that you may start to change your priorities to not prioritizing maybe the finances and the money and that so much. Not that it goes away entirely, but you might feel like, all right, there are other things that are also important. So it might be that your person shows you enough that while there are strong priorities, there are other things that are also important and they open your eyes to some things. So that's cool. Because I also feel like your person doesn't want to give up on this connection. I feel like your person really wants to move forward with you. So this is very cool. I get the transformation card upright. So this is the death card, but in this deck, I like the transformation card. So that I feel like in this particular card, it's like you guys are growing and going through a soul growth. And I almost want to say, and I don't want to attack you or call you out, pile 3. I almost feel like you might be the one growing And I feel like that it's because with this Four of Coins, if you've been really self-protective, if you've been really like holding some certain values strongly, you actually might be going through a growth experience yourself where you're able to, you know, see the beauty in this connection where maybe before you weren't, or maybe you had other things you needed. So maybe something happens where you go through a growth and a change and a transformation. And also I feel like they also do. I get the Three of Coins in reverse. Again, it's interesting. So normally when we get that, it's like, oh, you guys aren't working together, you're not collaborating. In this particular case, again, I feel like it might be about feeling like you guys don't have to go through so much financial priorities. And again, I know money is important. We all have to pay the bills. We all have to do things. But it seems like it really, you make room for other things to also be beautiful. So I get the Three of Coins here. So it's kind of like, again, I feel it's about a migrating away from so much needing financial security. I get the Emperor in reverse. So I am getting for you that, again, it's still the challenge is them really just being in their feminine. And if you were to wait, I feel like they still might kind of be that. So for you, you may want to think about, or as time goes on, you may want to just keep assessing, you know, is this something that is good for you? Is this something that you meets your needs? Or did you go through like a tough time in a hard life and, you know, feel like you really need, or you're trying to overcompensate for that in your relationships? So I get the Emperor in reverse. There is a lion on it. So I get there's Leo energy showing up, and Emperor is of course Aries energy. So those energies are showing up. So it is interesting, and I feel like they still might have a hard time with action. So if you were to wait, the action might still be tricky or tough to get from them. They still may not be in their masculine so much. You might feel like you both are feminine energies, especially with them being very much the, you know, watery type of emotional energy. And that might be something where you're like needing to decide if this is something that meets your needs and that you can live with, you know? And then I get the Eight of Coins. So there is something, if you were to wait, it does seem like there is something that does show up as a reliable energy, as a consistent energy. There's definitely enough that they do show you, which we saw in the 3-month spread. With the Eight of Coins, it's like there's enough invested here. Also, if some of you guys are in love with like an artist or a musician or something like that, you might be wondering like, can they really have enough of a career to really, you know, be a practical choice for me? And so this violin that shows up on the Eight of Coins, they might start to be able to make more consistent money and finances when it comes to their craft, their art, their music. So it might be that also, that you're like, all right, I don't need you to make as much as I thought I needed you to make, but there's definitely a bridging of the gap there, you know, so that's good. You might, you know, compromise a bit. They might be able to deliver more. And then it seems like you guys are able to meet in the middle enough where you guys can work through some stuff. Now, if you were to walk away, because again, some of you may think, you know what, I'm really, you know, not changing my mind. And I really think like maybe I really do need to walk away. I get the Two of Cups in reverse, which makes sense. So you would really, really detach from this connection and you wouldn't commit. So I feel like on your end, you would absolutely pull back. And if you were to move on for real, you would absolutely cut off any commitment that you guys would have, or you would really remove yourself so that you would not be engaged with them. So you would really, really completely cut off that connection. Come on, cards. All right. Messenger of air, there would be a new guy that would come in for you, or a new masculine that would come in for you. Somebody more masculine. Somebody that you would be looking for as more masculine than this current person that you've been curious about. So this would be an air sign. It would be a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra energy, or that would be strong in their chart somewhere. They would be smart. They'd be intellectual. They'd be a good communicator. Again, they may not be as earthy as you might be wanting, but it seems like maybe they're more practical. Maybe they're more, you know, they look at things in that way, which is something you've been looking for. If your current person is like so watery and dreamy and fantasy based and very creative and artsy, you may be feeling like, at least I need someone with like practical common sense or more common sense than my person has, or, you know, you might be looking for those qualities. And so this person showing up has more of those qualities. So this person has more common sense than your person has, this new person. And I get the Messenger of Fire in reverse. So there's another person that also shows up for you. So I get the Knight of Swords. I get the Knight of Wands in reverse. So there's another person. So you're dating again. So you're dating. And so there's a Knight of Swords that's strong. There's a Knight of Wands in reverse. So there's like a masculine energy that shows up that's very passionate and sexy, but maybe not leading with that energy. And there's like a fire sign, so an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius that you meet. There's an air sign, a Gemini, Aquarius, Libra that you meet. So you're dating, there are these different, and they're both masculine. They're more masculine than your current person. And I get the 9 of Coins. And also this is you being single, or you being like, you know what, I still don't know if I really want to open myself up in that way, dedicate myself in that way, really solidify or ground or connect in that way. You may be like, I'm fine with these casual connections. I'm single. I'm dating. I'm not committing. I am not committing with the 2 of Cups. So it might be that you let go of your person, you move on for real, you date around. There are these 2 people that show up that are more prominent for you, but you're like, I'm single. I don't really feel like having a commitment. I don't really want to, you know, commit to these guys. I don't want to really give my whole energy to these people. And then I get the 3 of Cups. You hang out with your friends, you celebrate, you have a good time with these people, but you don't commit to these people. So that's most likely what it looks like. So you have 2 potential futures based on your choices. So that is very interesting. Now, if you were to work on this connection with your person and now again, it seems most likely you guys are going to wait. So it seems even like casual dating these other little people aren't really something that you're really even wanting. Again, they're not even showing up as kings, they're knights. And so that's where you're like, I can't commit to you. You would be like, I can't even commit to you. So, but you would have entertainment and you would have some fun. So there's that. Now, if you were to strengthen this connection, we're going to do 5 cards to see how would you improve or strengthen this connection with your current person. So, 5. Okay. So, 3 of Coins. It would be that you would need to work together as a team and you would collaborate with them and you would work through this situation by really working together as a team. Queen of Cups in reverse. For you, I would say that, you know, it's okay that you're not as emotional as them. It's probably good. It seems like with the Queen of Cups in reverse that you're still, it's like you're not overly giving affection. You're not overly giving emotions. You're probably the very practical, no-nonsense one in the connection. There are probably a lot more kind of, and I wouldn't say that you're in your masculine, but I would just say that you're probably in your like, no nonsense, having high standards. Are you a Virgo? I see you. So it's very interesting. So it's like you would still work together as a team, but you wouldn't like go into like a Queen of Cups emotionally nurturing energy. Because you wouldn't water it, you know. I get the 4 of Cups. So I get that in this particular case that, you know, it's about spicing it up and maybe not feeling so bored. It might be that it might be that your person's offering you fun and excitement and maybe you've been a little afraid to take it. Or maybe it's about spicing it up and having fun with your person and just kind of letting yourself kick off your shoes and relax and, you know, have a good time. So if you're feeling like life has been dull and routine, that could be a way to kind of spice it up and shift your focus. Then I get Queen of Swords. So yeah, you're still in your very logical, practical, no-nonsense energy. You're not in your overly emotional energy because maybe with this particular combination, if you were to, it would be too enabling. So you still keep your standards high. You keep that. You communicate very well. and you're still communicating your standards and your needs and you know, this connection. And then I get King of Fire. Yeah, because again, remember, they're coming into that energy. They're still coming into that fire energy with the 6 of Wands, with the 8 of Wands. So I get this King of Fire. And look how we evolved for you. This is great. So it seems like you don't really have to do too much to really strengthen this connection. But spicing it up or changing the routine could really probably help you. And I do feel like they will become this relationship that you're wanting, this really strong partnership. So, all right, I'm going to end this reading with some messages from them. So I'm going to do messages from Divine Masculine, even though we haven't seen them show up as very masculine. And then we're going to do Twin Flame energies. Okay. So 3 cards for what they would say to you if they could, or what they've been going through, thinking and feeling in regards to you. And this one. Twin Flame, Light and Shadow Side messages. Okay. Oh, despite our separation, my heart still belongs to you. So I feel like they're really yearning for you and they're longing for you. If you guys are in separation and they've been needing to step up, I feel like their heart is still like, this is very emotional, very watery. You know, I feel like they're still like aching for you and that they haven't wanted to give it to anybody else. Forgive me for being selfish and only looking after my own needs. So I don't see that they were being selfish. I feel like maybe they need to even be a little more selfish, but they might be feeling guilty. They may have a hard time focusing on self-love because they may not know how to give to you and the partnership. We did get that 2 of Coins where they're trying to give and also take care of them. They might feel like giving to them at all in any way is selfish, or they may feel like they want to just give you everything, but then they're not sure how they can support themselves if they do. So I get that. And then, yeah, you are my queen. You are the Queen of Coins. And I am your king, so let's build our kingdom together. So your person's like super dedicated to work on this partnership with you. So I feel like if you were to wait, that they would really show up. So that looks still very likely on this end from these cards. So that is amazing. And it does show they try to become this King of Wands. So that's awesome. All right. I get, even if the Emperor is in reverse, they're trying. All right. I'm living the consequences of my choices. Maybe they've made some very impractical choices in their life and it's kind of been biting them. It's really been getting to them. So it seems like they are having some consequences from their choices right now. I contradict myself and give you mixed messages. If they're too emotional and all over the place, they might not be able to be very like practical and, you know, stable. So it seems like maybe they've been wishy-washy or conflicting, especially with the 2 of Coins. And it's too scary to admit that I'm in love with you, which is interesting because they got literally the Lover's card on their side. So if you needed to know that, maybe they're very emotional, but they haven't been able to articulate or show you the love in your love language, or maybe they've had a hard time admitting it to themselves because they have a lot of anxiety. So that's also something that's showing up. But I do feel like they do. I feel like they will get it together. And I like how they're going to try to build their kingdom with you. So that is what I have for you, pile 3. I hope this has helped you. If you have any special requests that you want me to focus on in regards to you and your person, feel free to leave it in the description, in the comment section, and I will make a video for you about it. If you feel like this wasn't your situation, I feel like you probably wouldn't have watched this far, but if you feel like it wasn't, feel free to pick another pile or another video. And just know you don't have to make any choices today. You can see how things go and, you know, make choices when you're ready. I know for you, you don't make hasty choices, which is fine. That's probably good. And if you guys liked it, I'd love for you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. So until next time, I will see you later and I hope you take care. Bye, guys.